Hello friends, hope you are doing well. In this discussion we will see how to create menus in Odoo and what is the purpose of the menu, and we will see the parent and child menu creation. And in case you missed previous discussion about how to use special commands, please check, link is given in description, and for more information you can go to here in playlist. Under this playlist you can see this Odoo special commands playlist and you will refer all the test case. It will also helpful in your Odoo's career. And if you want to learn more about the Odoo, then you can just use this playlist, because this is the main playlist of the Odoo, and rest you can see those are the sub playlist. For example, if you want to learn more about specific topic only, then just you can refer the specific topic here. All are well organized, you can learn Odoo very easily. Now let's back to our main topic, like how we can create menus in Odoo. First of all, we need to understand like what is menu. So for example, let's say in this website you can see here this home, about us, this torch bearer, then after all this till the download, those codes as a menu. Like for example, if I click to here rules and regulations, it will create a specific page or a specific action, right? And you can also see the URL also change. Same like if I go to here in the home page, you can see the specific action and the view also change, plus you can see the URL also change here. So that's called a menu. Menu represent like where to go and which action you want to perform. So this is the basic terminology here. So let's back to our main topic here, like how you can create a menus simply. So here in Odoo we don't need to worry about the HTML, CSS and Bootstrap knowledge. Here simply we need to understand or remember is only the specific tags only in XML side, that's it, and rest things Odoo automatically handle. So you don't need to create any menus from scratch like this way. For example, like if you are a web developer, then at least you know like first I have to create a menus using HTML and CSS, right? And if you know little bit about Bootstrap, then you can also add attractive menus, right? So here like we use on order list, and then after we can use the anchor tag, and then after we can also add some styles here, and then it will look like as a menu, right? And then we can create such menus like this way. But in Odoo you don't need to worry about the HTML, CSS or Bootstrap. It would be good if you know these things. This is the advanced point if you know these three things, right? So here in Odoo we need to only understand one XML tag which will automatically create menus. So here if you go to here in the sidebar top of the corner in left side, you can see this icon, and if you click here you can see the installed applications menu. You can see here right now we are using Odoo 14 community version. So in community version you can see like this menu, but if you go to the enterprise version or if you install any other backend theme, then you can have a different view here. But right now we just need to focus about only community version at this moment. Then later on we can also focus more about in enterprise modules. So here these are the menus, but if you see here, like if I hover here in the students menu, you can see list of 4 sub menus is also visible. So like this way, like if you want to see the sub menus, you can't see like that way only at this moment. But if I click to here the student menu, then you can see menu 1 and menu 1 having this list, and if I click to this list, it will open the specific view or the specific actions here. Whenever I click to any menu, it will automatically change the URL. Let's say server list, let's say hobby, let's say fees update, then after let's say car engine. If I click here, you can also see the menu also change. So this is the menus here. I hope you understood the basic understanding about the menus, right? Let's focus on how to create such menus. Let me go to the editor part. Okay, right now I'm using a PyCharm, and here in the custom add-ons, we need to go to here in the views. In views, we have to go to in views.xml file, and now you can see like we have to create menus like this way. But let me go to here in this channel. If you understand more about the Odoo data file, let me give you some simple overview for this playlist, because whenever you create any records or whenever you create any view parts, or whenever you create any actions or menus, whatever, it is a part of the XML file. And how you can create a records with the different fields, for example simple fields plus the relational fields. Simple fields means character field, integer field, float field, boolean field, selection field. So those are category, those fields are under the simple fields category, right? Another data type is the relational data type. There is a three types, right? Like one to many to many, and many to one. So how you can handle those part in the XML side, all the real test case defined here. So it would be good. I'm not saying like first you need to understand this one and then after you understood like how you can create menus, but it would be good like if you already know the data file creations as an XML side. So that is the very advantage point. You will learn more faster. So that's the reason I just suggesting, if you don't know, then you can just first watch that part and then after you come to here to create a different views. So right now, let's say I want to create one more menu here. Let's say here, like here, the the student profile here. So that is a very simple things we need to understand. Like if I'm going to end of the file and I have to write down in the XML file like menu item. So this is the main tag in XML side. It will always create menus. So this menu item we need to remember, like whenever you create any menus, you have to use this XML tag here, menu item. After, like we have to use some different attributes here. I already explained what is attribute, how we can use such attributes in Odoo data files. You can just check over there. So right now I'm just focusing about how you can create menus. So let's say menu item, and here, so we need to give a specific menu name, right? So here we have to use the name attribute. So in name, then after equal to, and in double quote we have to give a specific menu name like student profile. After giving this menu name, we need to give a unique ID of this menu, like ID, then after equal to, like menu of student profile. So you need to make sure this ID, whatever you gives here, it should be always unique in the specific database. Otherwise what happen, let's say I'm using the same ID of this one here, then it will override this this menu. So this menu will not showing in the front end side, and instead of this menu, Odoo will display this one because both ID is same. So we need to make sure we need to give a unique ID of the menu. After that, we need to over here, like our menu is created, and definitely this is very easy to create menus in Odoo. After, like, we need to also upgrade the module because we already added some changes in XML site, right? So let's say school underscore student. I'm going to in front end side and refresh the page. Also, I'm going to here. You can see here it's upgrading. Okay, it's successfully upgraded. You can see here still it's not visible. Why? Because we only add as a parent menu, but that menu don't have any sub menus. That's the reason like Odoo automatically hide such menus here. So let me go to again in backend side. So this is our parent menu. Let me add some command. After, let me create one more menu as a sub menu of this student profile. Then like menu 1, then after ID, root menu 2, menu 1. We already created this menu here, but we need to set this menu 1 as a child menu of this student profile. So what we need to do is here we need to add one more attribute, which is parent. After, we need to use equal to in double quote, and we need to use this ID, this unique ID. That's it. Odoo is smart and it will automatically adjust accordingly. Again, I'm going to here in terminal, and again I'm going to upgrade the module, and I'm going to in front end side and refresh the page. So if we go to here in the main menu, you can see still menu is not visible. Alright, why? There is a reason, because Odoo will check if menu is there. Okay, after that it will also check sub menus is there. Okay, we already added a sub menu, but there is no any actions, so that's the reason like Odoo don't showing here in the front end side. But let me add one more menu with the action, like menu item name menu 1 student. After ID, like unique ID menu 2 menu 2, and parent equal to, we need to use this menu of student underscore profile. So we already added here, right? So we used three attributes. You can see here name, ID, and parent. But now we need to also link with the specific action to open a specific view. Let's say student profile we need to open. So first we need to find out that action, the Windows action, especially the ID itself. Okay, you can see here this is the ID, and we need to add here that Windows action, and here the attribute name is action, and in action we have to pass that ID, the XML ID, and simply we need to upgrade the module. That's it. And I'm going to refresh the page. Now I'm going to here Now you can see student profile is visible. If I click to there, you can see it will redirect to the specific menu 1 student view. So this is the first menu, like this is the parent one, this is the child one, like menu 1 student. You can see still this menu is not visible at this moment, but if you make to visible, then we need to define some action under this menu, otherwise it won't be displayed. But let me show you like how we can also display this menu in front end side. So I'm just copy this one, and simple I will replace the parent menu as this one. So now what happened here is like student profile is the parent menu, and sub menu is menu 1. After like under the menu 1 having a menu 1 student as a sub menu. So this is the sub menu of this menu 1, and this menu 1 is sub menu of this student profile, and this student profile is the parent module of this these two menus. So right now what we see here is like this: student profile menu 1 and menu 1 student. Like currently we configured like this way, but once we upgrade the module it will display like this way. Let me upgrade the module first and trying to refresh the page. You can see here it will display menu 1 only. Okay, so this is the main menu, student profile. You can see here student profile. Under the student profile you can see menu 1, and under the menu 1 having this menu 1 student, and when you click that one you can see here list of student profile is display. So like this way you can create menu like this way, but here you need to understand more about the menus. Let me go to settings. In technical you can see here menu items. You can also handle your front-end menus very easily using this screen, like menu 1. Let's say I just want to change the menu 1 as a sub menu. Then I will click to save, and let me duplicate this tab, and if I will go to here in the student profile, now you can see the name of the menu already replaced. So we don't need to go to in the XML file, we need to change anything, and then after we need to upgrade the module, and then after we can see the latest change, right? But Odoo provides also front-end changes. But be aware, let's say by mistakenly you configured everything in front-end side here, and this menu having an external ID like this, then what happened, like by mistakenly I am just upgrading here this module, and I am just trying to refresh the page. You can see it will display as a menu 1, because what we've written in our XML file, it will already update that part. So if you go to here, you can see the menu 1 is again display, and if I will refresh the page, instead of this sub menu you can see menu 1 is display. So I hope you understood like how you can also change menu in front end side also without knowledge of any code in the back end side, right? Plus one more thing is there is a one sequence is there. Let's say I want to display this student profile before this discuss menu, then it is possible using this sequence. By default you can see the sequence is 10, menu 1, sorry, like this one, student profile. And let's say I am giving -1. If you give sequence as a lower number, and that is the high priority of that menu to display in the front end side. Let's say -1, and I'm just trying to refresh the page, but you can see here right now we are in 1 2 3 4 5 and 6th position here. And right now I'm going to refresh the page. Now you can see student profile display in front in the first position. By default sequence is 10, but if you add as a lower, it means it's a high priority to display in the front end side, I mean here. So one more question is like how you can also implement in XML side, right? So simple, like we need to use here, this is our main menu, sequence equal to, in double quote we need to use as a 1, and trying to upgrade the module, that's it. Okay, so you can see here I just discard the module, and right now it's a -1, right? I'm just going to refresh the page. You can see here it will replace -1 to only 1. Alright, and now I'm going to in second tab and just trying to refresh the page. Now you can see student profile is going to second position, but why? Now we can see here discuss menu. So this is the discuss menu. You can see the sequence also having a same this discuss menu also having the same number, the 1, but you can also see the ID is also lower here. That's the reason, like a discuss menu already display in the top of the position here, and then after student profile. Now we understood this sequence, right? Let's say after you can see here the sub menu tab, you can see the sub menu for this student profile having a 1 sub menu and the sequence is 10. And if you click here, go to here, you can see also the menu 1 student is there. So this means like menu 1 student is the sub menu of this menu 1, and menu 1 is the sub menu of this student profile, and there is no any parent module for this student profile. Why? Because we didn't select the parent menu here. But let's say I want to display this student profile under contracts, then you can just use contracts. So spelling mistake. Under here, trying to click save button, and once you refresh the page, you can see it will hide this menu from here, and it will goes to under this menu. Now you can see that menu hide from the parent menu, and if you click to this contracts, now you can see menu 1 and menu 1 student. You can see this is the student profile, menu 1 and menu 1 student. But if I remove from here and trying to save, now you can see that menu automatically visible in the front end side in the parent menus. So one more thing is, let's say this action, for the student module, this model, we don't have access rights. For example, this admin user don't have access rights of this student profile or model, then Odoo won't be showing such menus. So let's say I'm just removing access rights from this administrator, then what happened? Let's say access rights, and I'm trying to delete this access rights at this moment, temporary. And now I will go to here in contracts page and trying to refresh the page. Now you can see that menu already hide. Plus, if I click here, you can see the student profile menu is also hide from this student profile due to the security concern, because this model don't have any access rights for any specific groups. But if I will add here the specific group like internal, for read, for write, for create, and for the delete, and trying to save and trying to refresh the page, now you can see menu 1 is display. Under this list you can see the student.school.student model view is also update here. Plus you can see the parent menu also visible to access this model. So that's the beauty of Odoo here. So there is a many cases here. You already create a model in Python side like this, like you already created this model. You also created form view, tree view, I mean the list view, then after the Windows action, and then after you just define the menus like this. But if you forgot to add the security file, this ir.models.access.csv file, then what happened, like it won't be display the menu in the front end side or anywhere. Like whenever you link, that menu is not visible for the specific user, because that specific user don't have access rights of that model. So that's the reason like Odoo automatically hide those menus, like who don't have a specific object models access rights. So let's say there are smart peoples here, right? Like I just deleted access rights again, and I'm just trying to copy this one and trying to paste here. Then you can see here Odoo automatically writes the error, and it will also give you some beautiful informations like this model you are trying to access, it's not allowed to your user. Please contact administrator for the specific access. So that's the beauty of Odoo here. So you can't see those menus if you don't have any access rights. And again, I'm just trying to refresh the page. You can see Odoo is allowing me to access this one. I hope you understood basic informations about menu, how you can create menus in XML side, how you can also create parent-child menus, how we can give access rights for the specific menu. Later on we will see during the access rights menu, or else you just need to use as a groups in double quote and you have to paste here the group ID. Then after, if you want to add multiples, then just you can use like this. I didn't explain properly for this groups attribute, but we will see later on once we reach to the security discussion. That time I will explain what is group and how we can add a specific group to the specific menu, actions, views and all. So don't worry about that one. In next session I will give you some basic idea about how you can add icon, menu icons, especially in the enterprise version. We will see in the next session. And in case you have any query or doubt for this menu item related, please comment below and see you in next session.